All right, today we're going to take our Pythagorean theorem problems and we're going to take them a step further. We're going to solve word problems with the Pythagorean theorem. The first thing I want you to do after reading the situation is to draw a picture of what you're looking at. So in the first problem here, we have a 20-foot ladder is leaned up against a wall. So the first thing I'm going to do is draw a picture. So I have my wall, I have my 20-foot ladder. So I know the ladder is 20 feet. Don't know how tall the wall is, and I'm not sure about the other side yet either. But we do know we have a triangle. So we're going to assume the ground is flat. Okay, and we have a triangle. So now in the next sentence, if the base of the ladder is 8 feet from the wall, so I know the bottom of my triangle sits 8 feet from the wall. So the bottom of my triangle is 8. So we have side A, side B, and side C. How high up on the wall will the ladder reach? So all we're doing right now is finding side A. So we have A squared plus B squared equals C squared. And from our lesson last week, you know you should be writing the formula down each time. And we're going to substitute the numbers in. I don't know what A is, so it's just going to stay A squared plus 8 squared equals 20 squared, which gives me A squared plus 64 is equal to 400. And then I subtract 64 from both sides, and I get 336. So A squared is equal to 336. To get rid of the squared, I know I need to take the square root. So that gives me A is equal to the square root of 336. Up here, I'm going to break 336 down with a factor tree. So I know 8 goes into 336, so we have 8 times 42. 8 breaks down into 2 and 4. 4 breaks down into 2 and 2. 42 breaks down into 2 and 21, or 3 and 7. So I'm looking for my pairs. So I have a pair of 2's here. I have another pair of 2's right there. And then I have a 3 and a 7 left over. So A is equal to 2 times 2 on the outside, square root of 3 times 7 is 21. So that gives me 4 square roots of 21. And for the purposes of the worksheet I gave you, they have the answers rounded to the nearest tenth. So that would give me A is equal to 18.3. And this problem, we're talking about feet. So what I want to see is I want to see this answer rounded to tenths, but I also want to see your simplest radical form. So I want to see 4 square roots of 21. All right, number 2, we have the bases of a softball diamond. Those bases are 60 feet apart. So I'm going to go ahead and draw my softball diamond. Let me take another stab at that there. Okay, so the sides should all be at least close to the same length. I know there's a base on each corner, and they all make a right angle. How far is home plate from second base? So I'm going to go ahead and draw a line from home plate to second base. And I know each side is 60 feet. Okay, so each side is 60 feet. Okay, when I'm calculating, if I take a look at one side of that softball diamond, I have a right triangle. In my right triangle, this is my side A, side B, side C is across from that right angle. So I'm going to use my Pythagorean theorem, A squared plus B squared is equal to C squared, and I'm going to calculate the distance from home plate to second base. So I have 60 squared plus 60 squared is equal to C squared, or 3,600 plus 3,600 equals C squared. Add them together, we get 7,200 equals C squared. I'm going to flip that equation over, so C squared is equal to 7,200. To get rid of the squared, I'm going to take the square root. So C is equal to the square root of 7,200, which needs to be broken down. So I'm going to take my factor tree, 7,200, or 72 times 100. 72 is 9 times 8. 9 is 3 and 3. 8 is 2 and 4. 4 is 2 and 2. Then 100, we have 10 times 10. We have 2 times 5 and 5 times 2. Now we just start matching up the pairs. I have a pair of 3s, pair of 2s, another pair of 2s, pair of 5s, and then I have this 2 left over. So my radical, the pairs move to the outside, so I have 3 times 2 times 2 times 5, and then I have that single 2 left over, so square root of 2. So we have C is equal to 3 times 2 is 6, 2 times 5 is 10, 6 times 10 is 60, square roots of 2 feet. Or we're going to turn it into a decimal and round to one decimal place. So if I figure out 60 times the square root of 2, I get 84.9 feet. So it would be 84.9 feet from home plate to second base. And again, I want both of these answers. I want simplest radical form, and I want the decimal equivalent.